My name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the bookie killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Darren Otero, a.k.a. Steve Stevens, the bookie killer. Sitting here with my ride-along host, the Paparazzi. What's up, brother?
Well, we got a big weekend of basketball kicking off tonight with the NIT, and then we got that big Final Four, which you have the promo for.
No doubt about it. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. NIT is today. Indiana State, who's made us a tremendous amount of money throughout the entire season, going against Seton Hall, a team that's playing very powerful and scoring a lot of points.
Yeah, you got a big conference versus a smaller conference. Should be a really good game. Indiana State, almost a home game for them, not playing in their home arena, but playing there in Indiana. So it should be a big game.
No doubt. Today's April 4th. This is podcast number 403, and our podcast is sponsored by The Money Team. How to get a hold of us, 877-220-6540. Go to our website, VIPSportsLasVegas.com. Put your phone number in the website, and we'll get back with you with a free pick. What else, Poppy?
Well, they can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at VIP Sports LV. If you don't want to call, the best way of getting a hold of us here is direct messaging us about doing business, and you'll definitely hear back from Steve. Also, we will not DM or spam you about any contests or promotions. So if you get contacted by an account with Steve's picture that says they are him, obviously look for that blue check mark first for your own safety. But hell, guys, anybody can say they're Steve Stevens now with a blue check mark.
No doubt. Subscribe to our podcast on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. Click the bell on YouTube to receive notifications on all videos we post. We greatly appreciate your thumbs up, and we do read all of your comments. Want to give a very big shout out and thank you to all active military and retired U.S. veterans. Any veteran, active military, you guys want to pick, DM me. You got a free pick coming from me any time of the day, any time of the year. Here's a question, Poppy. Many people are talking about the total solar eclipse coming up on April 8th. Here's the questions. What's hotter right now, the total solar eclipse or my games?
Well, your games are always hot, so, I mean,
no, let's keep it 100. They're not always hot.
Not always, but on a consistent basis, you're winning for sure.
9-1 in baseball throughout the entire season. That's called 90% last time I checked.
I don't know if the sun's much hotter than that.
No, I don't think so at all. But it's crazy because, like, at our kids' school, they're putting cardboard up at the windows. You know, the eclipse is at 1:30 Las Vegas time or whatever when our kids are all in school. They're telling them they have to stay in the classroom. They got cardboard. They're not to look outside. They're treating it really, really big.
Now, let me ask you a question. It's a big phenomenon here in the United States. I'm sure in other countries. Do you personally give a fuck about the eclipse?
No, I'm more worried about that fucking late baseball game I got going off tonight. You know what I mean?
Do you think with all the other problems in the world and people needing to make money and everything, the economy, do you think this should be as big a thing as it is, or you think, you know, people...
It has to be a big thing because it's facts, and this is just stuff like me and Veronica talked about that you know as a kid. You're not to look up there. I mean, it can make you blind. It can really fuck you up. That's why they're making a big deal. So, of course, no one wants to go blind, and there's a lot of people out there that probably will look at it being dumb as fuck, and we'll have to wait and see.
I guess we'll see.
Yes, we will. Now, let me ask you this. How does the Bills Mafia feel about the Buffalo Bills trading our boy over there, Stephon Diggs, to the Houston Texans for draft picks?
Well, I'd like to first give a shout-out to your boy, Mark D., who reached out to me when I sent out that message to him last week about you bringing up the D. DeGregorios, but their team's not performing. So I'd ask Mark D., but I think Buffalo, now they've traded 4 of their top 5 receivers this offseason or gotten rid of them. He was starting to become a little problem there in the clubhouse, and I think Buffalo needs to go a completely different direction. So I think to get rid of the problem in the clubhouse and start to go the right way, I think they did what needed to be done.
See, and I disagree. I agree that they need to reassemble some players because what they've been doing the last 4 years with their talent hasn't worked. But it's not Diggs who you get rid of because now look at the other side of the token. Texans will now have C.J. Stroud throwing to Diggs.
Yeah, I mean,
which is a team they have to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, C.J. Stroud's got himself a Cadillac, Escalade, and a Rolls Royce for you. They're going to be very, very good for that young quarterback. But still, I think you've got to get the guy who's causing problems in the clubhouse out when you're trying to go a different direction.
But was it that big of a problem?
I guess it was. I mean, I'm sure they had discussions with Josh Allen. They're taking away his Porsche that he throws to all the time. The fact that they're willing to do that to a younger quarterback who's that successful, I think he needed to go.
Well, I also think Josh Allen needs to step his game up as well. I mean, the whole team needs to step their game up. They have all-star talent. They just can't play together for some reason.
For sure. Is it because of Mark D. Gregorio liking the Bills? I don't know.
Anyway, enough of this football shit. Let's get into March Madness, Poppy. Here are the most current NCAA championship odds on FanDuel. The 20.5 combined points that Uconn and Purdue are favored by is the second most in the Final Four in the last 60 years. Biggest favorites in the last 60 years. Uconn minus $1.85. Purdue plus $1.90. Alabama plus 1,300. NC State plus 2,000.
Yeah. I mean, last week we were talking about UConn being plus 250, plus 260. That's looking pretty good now.
Oh, it's not looking good now, minus 185. We told you when you needed to take it.
Correct.
You know what I mean? 100%. NCAA women's, guys. Women's LSU versus Iowa State was the most watched women's basketball game ever. Caitlin Clark scored 41 points, leading Iowa to the win. Here's my question, guys. Women's basketball is becoming more and more popular. Do you think women's basketball could be a sport that attracts a lot of sports betting action in the future?
Absolutely. You know somebody very high profile that bets on women's college basketball regularly.
That which is going to bring me to my next point. He doesn't care. Floyd Mayweather loves women's basketball, especially college, more than NBA. He loves NBA as well. But they don't allow you to bet enough money on it.
Right.
Like right now, the odds makers really don't have college basketball to a T, women's, like they do the men's.
Right.
And it's very easy to find a mismatch and make big money. So I don't think the sports books, as of right now, are going to open it up until they get a little bit better. But I tell you what, I've never watched a college women's basketball game in my entire life. When this girl plays, my eyes are glued to the fucking screen. When they played in the last game, I watched the entire game, was all hyped up, and then USC had came on next, which, by the way, I don't know how they lost, but USC came up next. I couldn't even watch the game.
Right.
So it's very rare that you get a phenomenon player like her. She is the woman Steph Curry, and she's the real deal. Very exciting to watch. And I was excited to watch that particular team. However, can I go sit down and watch other women's basketball when they don't have a star like that? Nah, it's not exciting for me. But in the betting world, I would love to make serious money betting college women's basketball.
Well, do you think the WNBA and the NCAA should kind of team up, continue this movement? You're going to have Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. You're going to have the girl from LSU over in the WNBA. Think they need to work together to continue this, get the momentum, and keep going?
100%. And they need to open up the betting odds to where you can bet $20,000, $50,000 on the game. Because right now, as you know, in college basketball, what do they limit you? $2,000, maybe if you're lucky?
Yeah.
$500 a game?
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get very much off.
And the reason for that is the sports books do not want to take a hit. So I would say, for all the sports books, get your analytics together for college women's basketball and WA, and let us fire on it.
I think Derek Stevens over at Circle will get it together to want to take more action as the season passes.
No doubt about it. So, and we'll see.
Real quickly, I did want to give a shout out to one of your friends, a friend of the podcast, Banks, your buddy Banks. He is now the coach of Durrell.
Oh, is he? Yeah.
The women's team.
Uh-huh.
The women's team.
How they doing over there?
Shout out to Carly Lewis. Well, the season just ended. They had a fairly good season. I believe they did make the playoffs. My daughter, Lily, is really good friends with one of his players. So shout out to Carly. Yeah, your buddy Banks is the coach over there, and I love to see it. I love to see him getting involved with women's basketball, trying to continue the movement.
What do you think I love that dude for, period? He cares about kids. He cares about basketball in general, man. That's why we need a lot more guys like him.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Anyway, women's Final Four, guys. Iowa -3, total 162. Here's the question. What are the chances of you watching or betting this game? I just said it earlier. Anything that Caitlin Clark, I can watch. It's exciting to watch her. And I would watch it absolutely for sure. 100%. If she was not in the game and it was two other teams, absolutely not.
At least you're being honest.
But let's get it straight, though. It ain't because it's a white girl and she's hitting her shots. She could be a sister all day.
Yeah.
It's just she's very exciting to watch.
I agree.
Plain and fucking simple. She has the heart of a fucking champion. She's pounding her chest. She's crossing bitches over and draining threes constantly.
Yep.
College basketball recap. You want to get into that? I said UConn is red hot. And Danny Hurley is 11-3 against the spread. Result, UConn beat the brakes off San Diego State. A lot of people thought San Diego was going to give them a game. I knew there wasn't a chance.
And I said, you got the Big East versus the Mountain West. Those conferences just don't match up well together. Big East had a huge advantage, and you saw what happened.
It's so funny because, a lot of sportsbook managers are my friends and shit. And over like the last 6 games, UConn had all these high spreads. Even the guys that bet favorites were scared to bet the favorite because of the points being so high. Covered every motherfucking time.
Yeah.
UConn is the truth, and I can't wait to see him finish it out, plain and simple. Purdue's big man, he's great. The guards are suspect, you know what I mean? So can they beat him? I don't think so. I mean, does Alabama have a chance?
Probably not.
I don't think so. NC State with T. Grizzly playing center over there? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see.
I don't think those teams can win outright. I think it's going to be a UConn-Purdue final. That'll be interesting, but probably UConn is way more of the class.
Well, I said UConn is 6-1 to the under in the last 7 games. Result, the game hit the under once again. I said NC State is red hot, 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games. Result, NC State won that game outright over Marquette. Marquette just gave that game up. That was fucking embarrassing.
They did. Got down too much and couldn't come back.
I said North Carolina's 5-1 to the over their last 6 games. And what happened?
The last 6 games. Alabama is. Oh, no. You said North Carolina is 5-1 to the over.
And their last 6 games. Yeah, and the last game went over as well.
That's correct.
Alabama's 10-2 to the over in their last 12 games. Result, the game went over. Record high, 173. Guys, how much information can we give you in a fucking podcast?
It sounds like we said a lot of things that happened here on the podcast a couple of days before those games.
My God. I said Duke is 10-3 against the spread in their last 13 games. Result, Duke beat Houston outright. Now, that was unexpected.
That was unexpected.
He sprains his ankle in the fucking first half. So that was a little tragedy right there.
It was. I think Houston would have been a lot more, a lot better if Snead doesn't go out there.
Well, I will tell you, with the recruits that Duke has for next year, Duke ain't going to win the championship next year. They're going to be a fucking top contender next year. You better write that down and circle it. I said Duke is 12-2 to the under in the last 14 games. Both teams combined to score just 105 points. Absolute blowout winner last time I checked.
Yep.
Only trends that didn't work out were the Iowa State versus Illinois game hit the under, and Creighton did not cover versus Tennessee. Not too bad.
I'll take
a
that.
10-2?
Yeah, I'll take that.
You'll take a 10-2 record
Yes, sir.
for free picks?
Yeah.
Final 4 preview, guys. UConn -11 versus Alabama. Total 160. UConn has been an absolute nightmare for sportsbooks, going 10-1 against the spread in the last 11 games. Coach Danny Hurley is now 13-3 against the spread in the Big Dance. I love that dude.
Me too.
He's solid.
Coaches in basketball.
Yeah. He does his thing. He balled himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Him for his dad. His dad's a legendary high school basketball coach.
The trend in this one, guys, UConn is 8-1 to the under in their last 9 games. Trend, Alabama has been the opposite, going 13-2 to the over in their last 15 games. Total trend, 8 out of the last 9 final 4 games have seen the opening total move downward in the week leading up to the game, has ending up hitting the over 90% of the time. Final 4 games have hit the over 90% of the time. Anything else we can do for you guys?
I don't know. Maybe can you make it 100%, please?
Jesus. Purdue -9 versus NC State. Total 145.5. Is that too many points?
That's the one that could be too many points. Purdue's not a team that's putting up 100. I could see them putting up 75 points. And I see NC State, if their big guy can keep on scoring, that one I could see staying within the 9.
Well, you see the Instagram video, the big center, the Asian dude, he had him a little blonde piece who was about to go in the room and knock out real quick right after the game. Did you see that clip?
That's Edie, yeah.
Yeah, all fucking day long. He don't give a fuck. Anyway, NC State's first Final Four appearance since they won it all with legendary coach Jim Valvano. Jimmy V, baby!
Running around the court.
The trend, Purdue is a perfect 4-0 against the spread in the Big Dance. Another trend, NC State is a perfect 7-0 against the spread in their last 7 games as underdogs.
Yeah, hard not to take that plus 9 points.
No doubt. NBA, I can never say this.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah, he had 27 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks, helping the Boston blow the fucking doors off Oklahoma City Thunder last night, 135-100, to secure the best record in the NBA and home court advantage throughout the playoffs.
And I would like to say, I would have come in here and told you Boston is the best team in the NBA so far this year. However, their back-to-back losses to Atlanta keep them suspect. that they don't always play up to their competition. Otherwise, take those couple of games away, and I'm saying Boston is the most consistent team this year in the NBA.
Well, no doubt about it. If you had to pick a NBA final team, who would it be right now?
Denver and Boston.
Well, there you go. So we'll have to wait and see. Major League Baseball, this is my sport, guys. I've been waiting for baseball for so fucking long. This is the time of the year where all the wannabe bettors that bet football, the valet parkers, the dope dealer, everybody you could possibly imagine that bets football, take a little time off. For what? I have no clue.
No.
The real sports bettors bet baseball, and with the underdog value and everything in baseball, this is how I get absolutely fucking rich. A lot of people always ask me, there's no way you make more money as a consultant in baseball than you do football. Now, listen, I get way more clients during football.
Correct.
And the office does bigger numbers. Me personally as a sports bettor and the whales that I deal with, I definitely by far make more money in baseball because it's an easier sport to win at.
Well, you've got your scouts, you've got the skipper out there watching these teams.
Shout out to Skip. He's been doing his job, boy.
Watching teams who can hit, who can't hit, being there, watching the general managers. You get a lot of information when the season's ready to go. You're ready to fire because you know what's going on early.
Not to mention, guys, thousands of you guys had bets yesterday in baseball that got canceled. Before you put a bet in, you might want to look at the fucking weather and see what's going on. Isn't that sports betting 101?
Well, that's a key part.
Where
of
they're
your bet.
playing, is it indoor, is it outdoor? What's the weather? Is it turf? Is it grass?
Right.
Who's pitching? What's the player-umpire
Might
matchup?
be a 4-hour delay. Your starting pitcher, who's one of the best pitchers in baseball, may get scratched. You might be going to a rookie.
That's
it's
what I
a big
mean.
Deal.
And not only that, but we're going to have a lot of that pitcher-umpire matchups for you here real soon.
Yep.
The stats are already coming in. That's information you're not getting nowhere else.
Nope.
Early MLB season betting report. Road teams are 56-37 to start the season. Road dogs 34-31 to start the season. That's a perfect example. Now, road underdogs 34-31. Somebody looks at it like, well, that's only plus 3 units.
Right.
You add the underdog value, it's like plus 20 units.
Right. You don't know
maybe more.
You don't know how many times you took the run line on there plus 1.5. That number goes up. Your profit goes up.
Well, road underdogs plus $1.80, plus $1.60,
right.
plus $2.20.
Right.
Like I said, that 3 units can easily be 15, 20 units, no fucking problem. And actually, it is. Underdogs are 59-35 on the run line. The over 52-36 to start the season. Red Sox and the Astros are each 5-1 against the spread in the first 5 innings. I don't know how many times I've told these people, look at the first 5.
I mean, we've said it 50 times at least.
I tell you, I feel Major League Baseball, the closers are worse than ever.
I agree.
You can't get a goddamn closer to do his job and close the game out?
Very rarely these days.
Jeez. Or are the hitters that much better?
No, I think it's very hard to get a closer that can be steady these days.
Agreed. Hot starts in the MLB. The Yankees are off to a great start, 6-1, but lost 7-0 to Arizona on Wednesday.
Now, where's your shout-out to DiGregorio here?
They get them all the fucking time. Yankees always get me fucking paid. I love the fucking New York Yankees. They go on their runs. You have to know when to take them. Boston, 5-2. Detroit, by the way, is a surprising 4-0 and in first place. Pirates, 5-1. Last night picked up the loss earlier in the day. NHL first period stats. These are, I don't even like giving these out. That's how I make too much money on, but I'll give you guys a little bit. Colorado, 47-27 to the over in the first period for the entire year. 4 teams, Chicago, LA Kings, Montreal, and Florida are each 4-1 to the over in the first period in the last 5 games. Guys, somebody's going to win that ultimate trip to Las Vegas later on tonight to come kick it with your boy Steve Stevens. Come to my Final Four party, get $2,500 in cash. You and your friend are going to fly out here and come kick it with El Scorcho. I'm going to lay out that red carpet baller style.
That's a hell of a prize, guys. You have no idea what's coming.
Got Final Four in NAT tonight. Got the Final Four this weekend. Got Major League Baseball in full effect. NBA coming to the playoffs. Hockey coming to the playoffs. That's another thing, guys. For those of you guys that are just betting hockey like you did all season, you're going to get your fucking head chopped off because playoff time and people that clinched, a lot of teams ain't playing as strong as they want to. They got to remember, it's the most physical sport in the fucking world. So if you're a team and you're clinched, why would you go out there and give it all you got.
And at this point in the season, every player has injuries. So now's the time where you want to get these guys a little rest, get them some health going into the playoff season.
Yeah, like there's a game tonight. Who's the team that needs to make it and the other team clinched in hockey? Blues Predators. Yeah, exactly. Blues have to get the job done tonight, right?
Correct.
So, we'll wait and see. But, guys, sports betting right now is in full effect. There's so many different options, ways to make money. A lot of you guys still don't have any money management or discipline, which just absolutely blows my mind. A lot of you guys are still being fooled by all these fake-ass motherfuckers on Instagram claiming to be sports consultants when they're nothing but horrible sports bettors. Guys giving you minus 200s. What the fuck would you pay a consultant for to give you a minus 200?
I don't know, but call us. Let us give you minus 300 if you're
Guys,
minus 200.
30 years in business, made tens of millions of dollars, and nobody wins like I do. Nobody's more connected or well respected. And remember, doesn't matter who wins or loses. It matters who covers the motherfucking spread. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, guys, you want to make a second income, you want to get the finer things for your life, that's why you need a sports consultant. Remember, it's my grave for your payday. You do your day job. You take care of your family, you work your job, and let me make your second income. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, guys, there's not a better time than right now, especially in Major League Baseball. We got promotions for all size shapes of sports bettors. Don't be prejudiced to the size, shape, or color of the ball, because baseball, by far, will get you paid. Anything else you want to say, Poppy?
Just, guys, there's different levels of sports betting, and you learn as you go. When you're a young guy just betting games, eating wings, doing stuff, you're at a certain level. But as time goes, if you get with a guy like this and you go with his system of money management and discipline, you become a better gambler, you make more money, and you learn. You get educated. And I can only say this from experience. He's taught me a hell of a lot in the last 10 years that I've been with him, and I can only suggest it from you guys trying to help you out.
Well, like I said, and also when you do business with me, it's not just about winning games. It's a lifestyle.
Correct.
Talking to me every day, I'm going to motivate you. I'm going to excite you. I'm going to try to help you build your composure to the point where nobody can fucking stop you. I'm going to help you build a bankroll, but more importantly, build your self-confidence and make you a better person. Guys, if you're not at in life where you want to be right now, all you got to do is stay dedicated to your craft and don't take no for an answer. Do whatever it takes to get the job done. Don't be lazy. Get up off your ass and go do it. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do and what you can do. Those guys are called dream stealers. They're like ankle weights. They'll hold you fucking down. Surround yourself with motivated people. Surround yourself with someone that can take you to the next level and keep you positive. It's a little advice from your boy, Steve Stevens. At the end of the day, guys, we're kicking ass and taking names, and we want you to do the same. DM us now to take advantage, and remember one thing, Poppy.
Don't let the players
be the only ones that get paid. I'll see you in the winner's circle.
It must be the money talking.
It's Steve Stevens. I bust your bookie head open. Split it to the white meat, I ain't joking. Me and Dirt Bomb in the ghost float. Straight OG like that kush I be smoking. It's way too potent for rookies to come hit it. A little white girl around, I might sniff it. Poppin' bub in the club, so twisted. My pops keeps telling me to go get it. So I'm at the sports book, betting big on the Clippers. I'm talking about 5 figures, I need a few shots of liquor. Might need another zipper if the bomb play me. Fuck around and put $500,000 on Tom Brady. When it comes to betting sports, Steve Stevens a beast. Need a certified winner called VIP Sports. Got too many felonies to ride around with my Glock, so sure to keep it since I got shot in Vegas like Paparazzi.